Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and as we are awaiting the final expansion announcement of Year of the Raptor, this expansion coming up may be the most important. It may be a make or break moment in Hearthstone history where I feel like the player base, or at least the vocal ones on social media, on our channel and all that, have never been more like distrustful, have had their faith kind of, I don't know, soured, or they just don't quite have it for the Hearthstone team in making a fun and interesting expansion that lands impactfully and allows them to play new and exciting decks, where this is the final set of the year. And we have seen Into the Emerald Dream not hit very hard. What was the Shrouded City, which is the Lost Evangoro, not hit particularly hard, as we all know. And with the last expansion, which I doubt will be called the Heroes of Time, but is tentatively called the Heroes of Time, it's going to have some big shoes to fill in terms of people kind of want stuff to play, right? Like, it's been pretty contentious, but there could be also that whole power reset thing that it might not go the way we want or people want. It's such a weird situation. We're going to talk about why I feel like this set is super important in a lot of ways, in more ways than one. You could take this multiple ways, and of course talk about, I don't know, what we could expect and all that good stuff. And if you enjoy the content on the channel and want to hear about that expansion announcement, by the way, we did a predictions video not long ago. I'll link it down below to give you an idea of when it could possibly be announced, come out. Basically, announcement I'm expecting probably next week, and then we're looking at early November, late October release. But again, I'll link that video if you want to take a look. Anyways, if you enjoy the content on the channel, feel like I've earned your subscription, please hit that sub button down below. Give the video a like, as it helps the channel out a lot. So I've been using this blog throughout the year by Hearthstone Top Decks that will also be linked down below, where they summarize, basically it was a 30-year Warcraft whole thing, video presentation by Blizzard late last year. In Hearthstone's part, they outlined every expansion and they outlined every mini set. So yeah, we're waiting here, as I was showing, on the Heroes of Time, which it says it's like it can be renamed. I'm guessing it will. It's really similar to the Caverns of Time, right? The wild only twist expansion. So I doubt they would go with something so similar, but you never know. And yeah, the mini set name of the End of Time could be pretty ominous for how this Hearthstone year has been going. And again, it's all focused around apparently time traveling or traveling with Chromie through alternate realities to recruit legendary Warcraft heroes like you've never seen them before. The mini set will feature an epic showdown with a Murazon. So that's the basic, idea we have of it. I will say right out the gate, one of the concerns I have, which I'm hoping isn't a big deal, Leo Robles, or Monty, was it Monty Fresh on Twitter? He left the Hearthstone team this summer to go work as a senior hero designer on Overwatch. So again, congrats to him. We mentioned that before. He says down below here, as for the Heroes of Time expansion that I've been leading, he is the set lead for. It is in amazing hands. Game development is a team effort, and I know the team is going to get that expansion across the finish line with flying colors. So I believe the last expansion he was the set lead for was, I believe, a year ago from this set, the Great Dark Beyond, right? And the StarCraft mini set. So he was hands-on for the last really impactful expansion, right? We're still dealing with starships, not so much the Draenei like he made a rap for, which I'll also link down below if you want to take a look at. Only got 5K views. That's a shame. But yeah, go take a look at that. He did a whole rap on how to pronounce Draenei because it's just kind of confusing. A lot of us were mispronouncing it, but it'll be interesting to see, yeah, how does it go without him there? Will that have much? We'll never know because we're not, seeing behind the scenes, but it's kind of a bit of a question mark out there. And yeah, we're going to this expansion where if you look at the meta right now, again, we've talked about it. Look at all the playable decks. This is at Legend, Tier A, Tier B. The main issue with the decks that we're looking at, if you're looking at decks that are core focused around this expansion we just had, the Lost Evangoro, and the prior expansion before that, Into the Emerald Dream, I don't believe there is a single imbue deck, and you have Quest Warlock, Bandage Priest, which has the Wilted Shadow card from Priest. So that's one newer deck. You have Quest Paladin, which Reddit really loves, and a lot of just older stuff, right? We got the Egg Warlock now from the mini set that has popped up. And apparently, I don't know if I'll make a video on this. Egg Warlock seems to be even better in Wild. We've talked about Druid there. In Wild, it might be even better. So we might have a gameplay video on that this weekend. So stay tuned. It's pretty absurd. Regardless, yeah, there's lots to play, but people are really bored. Like, it's really stale, really stagnant. It's not exactly play styles that people love either, but anything you lose to for a long period of time, you will eventually get sick of. Obligatory Shadow Step and Prep reminder. I'm sick of losing those cards for 11 years. I have to get it in like every video, don't I? I have an obsession. Regardless, yeah, so that basically sets the scene, right, for this expansion launch. And I think it's going to be the most scrutinized expansion launch ever, right? People are questioning, like, what are we doing on the Hearthstone team? Why are we releasing all these bad cards that aren't seeing play? Where if you look at the last expansion announcement where we got like the new keyword, what we're going to expect when the expansion is announced, we're going to get the new keyword. There's always at least one, sometimes two. Maybe we get hero cards again, who knows? And off topic, just really quickly, I hope the new expansion has a new mechanic. I don't want to see another rehash. We saw hero power stuff with Imbue. We've seen that a lot before, and we got quests for like, what, the fourth time, third time? I think it's the fourth time. I want to see something new and exciting, but if it's a Leo set-led expansion, it's gonna be flavor off the charts. The dude made the freaking cheese weapon, right? Like, he knows flavor better than any Hearthstone set lead I've ever seen. You could question him on his like design and balance and fun or whatever, but flavor, I guarantee you the set will be really, really good. And Chromie, time traveling, we're going to be good on that. But mechanically, will we get something new? We did with the Great Dark Beyond. Starship's brand new mechanic has worked out very well, maybe too well in some situations, but certainly has worked out, where it's going to be troubling that at the initial release, there'll be a couple legendaries, there'll be the new mechanic and filler cards to show what that mechanic does. And then we're going to go into, unless they change things up, because maybe they will, considering the whole, like, you know, people are not super thrilled with things right now. They could just avoid doing what they usually do, which is what I'm concerned about. Where if you look and, you know, the usual reveal season, you go down to the bottom, that's where you start. They start a lot with neutral cards, right? The perception right now that the game is, they're releasing really weak cards, it's boring, there's nothing really new going to see play. They're going to be showing a lot of neutral cards right away, most likely. And spoilers, common, rare, epic neutrals almost always suck in every expansion. There's a certain meta-defining legendaries. There's the odd common and rare that do pop up, like Blob of Tar, incredible card from the last set, by the way. Like, they do arrive, they do show up, but I can see people, like, they show something like an Ultra Gigasaur, like, it was funny last set. Do you think people are going to be laughing this time around? I'm really curious, because I really hope people aren't going to be like crapping on literally every card right away, that, oh, of course this thing's terrible, where if it doesn't appear outright broken right away. But I mean, they've kind of put themselves in this spot where we scroll through this set right now, not a lot of stuff is playable. I mean, the Warlock stuff for sure, but a lot of the stuff doesn't see any play right. I mean, look at Rogue. Look what Rogue got. They got arguably the worst card ever in Ambush Predators, and of all these cards that see play, it's the 2-mana draw 2 and Opu, because it's 6 mana for release, right? I don't think Opu would see play if it wasn't for that. And then a lot of these, yeah, Wilted Shadow, there's a ton of cards that don't see play. So we're probably going to start off with neutrals, and it's going to be just a really interesting thing. And it's just going to really dictate a lot, right? This set is going to basically set in stone what the direction is going into next year. The next expansion after this one, and this is why I say this is kind of make or break, and it's in multiple ways, where if this set, they decide, you know what, we're going to go back to really pushing power level, Heroes of Time is going to be insane. It's going to be another, what, the last one like that was Showdown of the Badlands with like Reno and Excavate, and they had to nerf so much stuff and rework cards, and it was a headache, and I felt like that actually damaged the game long term. Or they go again with a power level of Into the Emerald Dream, Lost of Angoro, and they're all relatively the same. And the next rotation, starships are gone. All that Perils in Paradise, tourists, minis, all that stuff is gone. it will be the most impactful rotation of all time. There'll be insane amount of hype, I think, of like, wow, we could try something new finally. We've been waiting forever, but will people come back if they've left because there's been nothing to do? If they're bored, we don't know the numbers. Blizzard does. We don't know the internal metrics. If I look at like my view count and everything on YouTube and Twitch, it's minorly down, but that's normal between mini set and expansion. Like I'm not seeing any unusual drop off right now. So Blizzard has that idea, and it'll be, again, it's going to make or break in a lot of ways what's going to happen. And it's ultimately up to Blizzard what it's going to be, whether it's a set that's really impactful and just, you know, these last two sets, we don't know what we're doing, and they're just going to sit there as useless forever, or we buff the crap out of them later, which they could do. We saw that whole buff event way back in the day for the Boomsday. They went back and, you know, 5-mana Pocket Galaxy. They could do something like that if they really deem it. Or yeah, Heroes of Time ends up just being another kind of, you know, there's a couple playable decks, but overall doesn't really shift the narrative much. And yeah, it's going to be really curious to see. And I don't know if they can afford to wait to rotation, right? I have no idea. Like, it could kill the game maybe, but it's an 11-year-old game, and I feel like they're kind of relying on China a lot right now. It's doing really well because, well, they didn't have it for like over a year, and I guess it's still relatively fresh there, but regardless, it's super popular there that maybe they feel like they can take a hit for a bit, reset things, set a new kind of idea for a standard next year where if it would stay, if these 3 sets stay on that power level we've seen in the last 2 expansions, Hearthstone will be a completely different game next year. It'll be probably unrecognizably different. It'll be really interesting, but we may never see that. It ultimately comes down to this expansion more than anything. So again, it's one of the most important sets ever in Hearthstone history, and Blizzard gets to dictate kind of which way do they shape that narrative? Which way are they going to direct us all? Because, well, I do feel like we're in a lack of direction. Maybe ultimately this has been their plan and they know what they're doing, or we'll just see that they have had no clue and just go crazy and we're back to craziness. And that's fun in its own way, don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of curious to see what they end up doing. I have no idea. I'm just going to be along for the ride, and I'll be reporting it as we go along. So let me know what you would like to see from this next set. Do you want it to be really powerful? Do you want it to be like the last 2 and have rotation be something like, can you stomach that? I don't know. I have no idea. I can't speak for you guys, so speak for yourself in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.